Hi, welcome to Lynn's Recipes. Today I wanted to make some Country Apple Fritter Bread. This would be really good for breakfast. You could have it for a snack or even a dessert. The amounts of the ingredients you're going to need to make this bread will be found in the information box below. You can find it on the website or the Roku channel. These are the ingredients that you're going to need. 2 apples. We are going to core these, peel them, and chop them up. Some cinnamon and sugar, some brown sugar, some more cinnamon, all-purpose flour, vanilla, granulated sugar, baking powder, and eggs, butter, milk, and for the glaze you'll need confectioner's sugar and a little cream or milk. You'll need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you'll need a 9x5 loaf pan that you've sprayed with cooking spray. I have my apples all chopped in this bowl, and so the next step is to add the sugar and the cinnamon and stir it real well. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to start stirring it to coat the apples with the mixture. This is all mixed nicely, so I'm going to set it aside, and then we're going to work on the batter. I've put my butter in this bowl, and what I'm going to do is start beating it and adding my sugar. So I'm just going to beat this until it's smooth and creamy. I'm going to add my eggs one at a time, beating after each addition. And now I'm going to add my vanilla. I'm going to scrape this down just to make sure it gets all incorporated. And just beat it for another minute. Okay, this is looking good, so I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and now we're going to move on to the next step. I'm going to put my flour in this bowl along with my baking powder, and I'm just going to whisk this together to incorporate. Okay, so now that this is all mixed together, I'm going to add it into the butter and the sugar mixture. And I'm just going to stir this together until it's nicely mixed. This is mixed together, so now I'm going to stir in my milk until that's all mixed in nicely. Okay, the batter looks good. So now I have one more thing to do before I put it all in the loaf pan. I'm going to take my brown sugar and the cinnamon, and I'm just going to stir this together. Now that I have my batter, my apples, and my topping all ready and prepared, I'm going to start layering it into my loaf dish. So I'm going to start by putting half of my batter in the bottom of the loaf dish. Just going to spread this out. And now I want to put half of my apples on top of the batter. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to sprinkle half of my topping on this. Okay. And I'm just going to take my hand and I'm going to press to make sure that the topping and the apples are pushed down into the batter a little bit. Now I'm going to continue layering by putting the rest of my batter on top of the apples and the topping. Have the second layer of my batter spread out evenly. So I'm going to put the rest of the apples on. Spread them out evenly. And then I'm going to sprinkle the rest of the topping on. And again, I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to press lightly. Then I have a knife here and I'm just going to start kind of swirling it down into the batter to make a nice design. You could do this with a spoon. This is ready to go into the oven. It's going to go into a preheated 350-degree oven for 50 to 60 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. My bread cooked for an hour. I just took it out of the oven and put it on this cooling rack, and I tested it with my cake tester and it came out clean. I'm going to leave my bread in the pan and leave it on a cooling rack for 15 minutes to cool before we turn it out. My bread's been cooling for 15 minutes and now I'm ready to take it out of the pan. So I'm just going to do this. I have this turned out on a platter, and so now I'm ready to make the glaze. I have my powdered sugar in this little pitcher, and I'm going to add the cream and start whisking together. Now put it in here so I can pour it on easily to the bread. The glaze is ready, so now I'm ready to put it on the bread. So we're just going to start putting it on. This is all glazed, so now we're ready to cut a piece and show you what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to slice a piece of this and put it on a plate to show you what it looks like. This is Country Apple Fritter Bread. I hope you enjoy it.